Hey, what's going on? It's Eric TechStuffs back again. Now with this mount, I have already completed what I was going to do. Basically, I just drilled the hole straight through here, and I have a right angle 2SO239, so it's just using the actual body. Comes with a grommet. You want to make sure you put that in. That way, this is all separated from the ground here. So I got to tighten that up. Just enough clearance to get an amp fall connector installed right there, right before that bolt. You can just mount it up by taking this nut off and putting a trace on it. So that's what I end up doing. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten it up, and then I'm going to rip that old plastic piece off the other tip. So yeah, that's kind of how it's done. Just a temporary setup here. You know, these are all rusted up anyway, just something to do. Okay, I have the antenna tightened up here, and I'm just going to squirt it with some spray paint on this stuff because it ends up rusting on my rust bucket of a car. Not a big deal, but just wanted to go over. Here it is. There was Black Duck GDX 294 Dylan that told me he had the same thing happen, and this actually didn't break. The stud didn't break. It just ripped apart because of the plastic. I'm trying to zoom in, but I guess the sun's so bright. But yeah, there's a circuit board inside here that has the solder right on it here, but he had the same issue, so I'm sure y'all did too. That was my fix. His fix, which may be better, I'm not sure, was a Breedlove mount. But yeah, I just used a cheap one I had laying around, right angle, just enough to be able to get that done. But yeah, I'm gonna tape up the tip and just squirt this down with just some cheap old paint here, Project Source. I'm not even doing any sanding because it really doesn't matter. It's not going to last that long. I just don't want it to rust start coming out. But yeah, simple, cheap paint job, and we all have our stud. So go ahead, take our pliers over there, peel off this plastic tip, and get this thing back on the air. Always have great reports on this, and it's I haven't had any issues 12 through 10 meters, not really even having to tune. It's always been about a 1-to-1. So good old 102-inch whip. And yeah, just my simple fix. I'll show you the after result after painting and letting it cook in the sun a little bit, but we'll get on the air. Well, that is my goodness, it's a little discolored, so we're going to use our toothbrush. No, this is not the one I brush my teeth with. Make sure you keep them separate. But yeah, basically we're going to brush all this off, some deoxit, and man, glad I did. And I'm also going to use dielectric grease when I put it all back together, as we all should, because yeah, water will get absolutely everywhere. All right, that's nice and shiny. Of course, the there you go, a little bit better, cleaned up, very easy. Old toothbrush, deoxit, cleaned it right up. Now, like I said, this is a quick and dirty paint job. Got to pull off this, throw in some dielectric grease, and go from there. Just squirt it in the tube, screw it in, do a little more extra, because yeah, you saw water migration, and that caused corrosion, and your connection gets a little rough. That all probably happened because it was sitting for quite a while, just in the weather, broken. So just my thoughts on that, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the dielectric grease in this. It always works for connections, especially in weather environments. So yeah, I'll squirt it inside that tube and screw the antenna on. It's going to squirt all out, so we'll have a nice good connection. Okay, so I have it filled up here with grease here. Now I just let it sit in the sun a little bit, let it melt, get everywhere it needs to go. You can use a poker if you want to as well. Now the secret to doing this is just use the side of your vehicle. If you don't, you can use a towel to do that, but yeah, this is a rust bucket, so I'm not too concerned. But I'm going to go ahead and add the antenna and back in a second. Well, there we go. We have it side mounted, just be able to add all the dielectric grease, get it all tightened up. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and put this up on the car. Appreciate it. Eric TechStuffs.